Okay, so for the 3D, isotropic medium in three-dimensional, K equivalent equal to 3 into Kx into Ky into Kz. This is the equivalent if 3D, if flow in three-dimensional. Okay, that is the medium is non-isotropic medium. Also, determination of seepage pressure, we can use the formula let the with the number of potential drop and each drop potential head difference is del H. A water fill before reaching a point where seepage pressure is required and let H be the total head. H is the total head and net available head at point under considered will be, we can write down H1 equal to H minus ND into del H. Hence seepage pressure P is equal to H1 into gamma W. Also we can write seepage pressure equal to H minus ND del H into gamma W. This is the formula for seepage pressure if total head equipotential drop is given. So this pressure act in direction of flow. This pressure act in direction of flow. Also, for determination of uplift pressure, hydrostatic pressure at any point after ND equipotential drop is given by hydrostatic pressure U HW gamma W. Okay, and HW is the piezometric head. HW is piezometric head. And this piezometric head HW we can write also H plus minus head, or also we can write H minus ND DH plus minus Z. Z is the elevation head and pressure formula is pressure head is H2 equal to J1 plus minus Z or H minus ND into del H plus minus Z. Also for determination of elliptic gradient, that is I equal to del H by L. L the length and del H is the head difference. So write a question on the basis of seepage theory, determination of discharge and equipotential drop. Question is, a concrete gravity dam 1 meter long and 75 meter wide lies on a permeable soil with a coefficient of permeability 40 into 10 to the power minus 3 mm per second. The head of water is maintained at 32 meter upstream and 0 at the tail end. The soil is underlain by an impervious stratum. The depth from the base of the dam to impervious stratum is 38 meter. A flow net constructed for this condition yielded 8-meter flow channel and 18 equipotential drop. So what is the seepage loss per day under the dam considering two-dimensional flow? So here given two-dimensional flow, that means flow is in non-isotropic medium. And other given information in the question is dam length, that is 120 meter, width of dam is 75 meter, lies on permeable soil which permeability is into 10 to the power minus 3 mm second. Also information is given and also information is given about flow. NF is given is given 8 and ND is given 18 drop. So first we have to calculate total seepage loss per day under the dam and flow dimension. Dimension of flow followed and torsion is not followed. So discharge with paid discharge with the help of formula KH NF by ND. K is given, H is given, NF, ND is also given. So find the value of discharge per unit length by formula KH in equal to minus 3 mm. Change H value of H is given 32, NF is given 8, and ND is given 18. So solve these values. So charge is 49.15 meter cube per second. By solving this equation, this discharge is in per unit cube per day by per meter. This is the value of discharge meter cube per day per meter. By using formula KH NF by D, discharge per unit length equal to KH NF by ND. This is the seepage law per day, and this is the value of seepage loss discharge per day under the hydraulic structure. Similarly, we can solve another question. So another different question is, an earth dam is an earth dam is built on impervious foundation with a horizontal filter at a base near the toe. The permeability of soil in the horizontal and vertical direction are 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 mm per second and 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 mm per second. So the full reservoir level is 30 meter above the filter, and a flow net constructed for the transformed section of the dam consists of 5 flow channel and given information in question is permeability of soil in both horizontal and vertical direction is given, that is Kx is 3.2 into 10 to mm per second. And y direction, vertical direction, permeability given 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 mm second. And also, full reservoir level is 30 meter above filter, that is H is given 30 meter. So this information is given permeability in horizontal direction, permeability in vertical direction, vertical head, that is H value from the filter is 30 meter, total for the flow net equal to 5, and equal potential drop is given, that is 30. So we have to find seepage loss length, level of the, so discharge, seepage discharge is equal to Q equal to K equivalent H NF by ND. First, we have to calculate K equivalent, that is under root Kx into Ky. So Kx is given 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Ky is given 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So K equivalent is equal to K equivalent equal to 0. So this value is equal to 2.57 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter cube per second per meter. In the length, this also can be converted into liter. So this value also equal to 0.2527 liter per feet per meter length. So flow through non-homogeneous section. Next is the flow through non-homogeneous section. So if consider this flow line from a soil strata of K1 permeability. After this line R, soil strata is another type that have K2 permeability. So if this flow line soil 1 flow through this soil, it passes through soil 2, that is the interface at R, then this flow is passed through in from soil 2. Here S1, here S2. Permeability has K1 and K2. Angle made here with vertical is alpha 1 and alpha 2. So in that condition, if there is change in soil condition, the flow line are deflected at the interface of K1 and K2. So let the potential drop from P to Q, here is the P and here is the Q. So potential drop from P to Q and R to S be del H, that is constant. Then we can write the seepage discharge equal to del Q equal to K1 del H by PR distance divided by PQ, and also we can write in terms of K2, that is del H by QS into RS. It again we can write tan alpha 1 equal to PR by PQ and alpha 2 equal to QS by RS. So alpha 1, alpha 2, PR and PQ converted in terms of K1 and K2. So K1 by tan alpha 1 equal to K2 by tan alpha 2. Also we can write K1 by K2 equal to tan alpha 1 by tan alpha 2. This is the relation if flow through non-homogeneous section that have K1 and K2 permeability, and alpha 2 is the angle at interface between two sections. So if K1 greater than K2, then alpha 1 greater than alpha 2, and also flow gets deflected towards normal. And if K1 less than K2, then alpha 1 less than alpha 2, and also flow get deflected away from the normal. Next is the piping failure and its protection. Piping failure and its protection. So exit gradient is the governing criteria for the piping failure, as it assumes the maximum value amongst all the hydraulic gradient available in the flow net. Because of adjacent to the toe, squares are smallest in the size. So when upward exit gradient approaches critical hydraulic gradient, then boiling condition may occur, and that boiling condition, due to this boiling condition, erosion of soil may be occurs, it leading to erosion of soil. So such erosion gradually cause a pipe shaped discharge channel, and this is the cause of because the base of the foundation. So the width of channel and hydraulic gradient will increase with the time and leads to a failure of the structure constructed on the soil. So such a mode of failure is called piping failure. This is the hydraulic structure. This due to this is difference. This is the flow. This is the after cut of flow. Develop a pipe structure after cutoff. Here is the before cutoff. Okay. So prevention of this condition here in downstream direction, provide a sheet pile. So for no piping, exit gradient in fine sand is maintained in the range of 1/5 to 1/6, and in coarse sand it is maintained to range of 1/4 to 1/5. So method of preventing piping failure: first we have to fix a pipe sheet pile. So in order to avoid piping, sufficient length of vertical cutoff, that is the sheet pile wall, is provided at downstream side of the dam, and this cutoff increases the length of flow, thereby helping reducing the value of exit gradient. Also, we provide inverted filter. So piping can also be avoided by providing protective filter. So inverted filter or graded filter, which consist of two or more layer of coarse grain soil applied over less pervious medium. So these filter help in both avoiding the erosion of the particle of the protective material and help in reducing the sufficient head inflow through this filter without the development of excess seepage pressure. So a specification of filter design are as follow. That is the based on the size of the grain. D15 filter divided by D85 of protective material should be less than 5. Should be less than 5. Second condition is 4 less than D15 filter divided by D15 protective material should be less than 20. This 15 is for filter and this is for protective material. Protective material. This is the second condition. Third condition is D50 filter divided by D50 protective material should be less than 25. So the protective filter permit movement of water but doesn't permit the movement of soil particle. The pour-off filter is designed as per condition, that is per first condition D15 by D85 should be less than 5 and such that water enter but soil particle will not enter. So seepage through earthen dam also, the topmost flow line is called the line of seepage or phreatic line, and soil mass below the phreatic line is completely saturated, whereas the soil above is either capillary saturation or partially saturated. So pressure above and on the phreatic line is atmospheric and pressure below the phreatic line is the hydrostatic pressure. So phreatic line is follow the base parabola. So this diagram shows the phreatic line. This is any hydraulic structure. Here is the upstream side. Here is the downstream side. So if water movement is this way, this movement is here, this movement is here, and this movement is here. Here is the filter provided. Here is the filter provided. So in that condition, A, B, and C here. This is the flow line, equipotential drop. So this line is top flow line or phreatic line. This line is phreatic line. Phreatic line. And these all three line is flow line or a streamline. Flow line or a streamline. So phreatic line is line above which pressure is the atmospheric pressure and below the phreatic line pressure is hydrostatic pressure. Topmost flow line is known as phreatic line. pressure. If the fan is the atmospheric pressure, and phoretic line is the topmost flow line, and below the phoretic red line, pressure is in hydrostatic pressure.